boy. Have some Christmas crabs. I'm sure you'll find. Try your luck, I guess. Maybe we'll find out. Greetings.
You been doing all right?
Just fine.
Good to hear.
Is it that time
Feels
of the
weird
year?
on my head. Yes, it is December 2nd, so people are starting to get festive.
Ah, I see. It's been a while since I've celebrated a Christmas.
Hmm. Well, I'd imagine people are gonna start wearing more festive stuff.
Hmm.
I'm sort of testing this out for now. I may take it off mainly because it feels weird. I'm not used to hats.
Is it itchy?
Is that what this feeling is? That might be what this is.
Hmm.
I've never felt itchy before, so I wouldn't know.
I
Well,
can't really
yeah, this is
describe
the
how
festive
to.
thing.
Yep. Hmm?
And then though this is a more permanent outfit thing. It's the only thing amongst the Vanguard outfit that
It's
works.
the belt. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, and it would require a little bit of sewing, I assume, to get it to fit your body.
Yeah. Well, I was able to. It holds together all right as is. So as long as it doesn't start
Maybe a
drooping or
cape.
anything, I'll probably just keep it that way.
Hmm. How goes the day outside of festivities?
That's fine for the most part. Although, I'm still waking up a little bit.
Hmm.
Although I'm also a little nervous about some things. Just in the further recent, Max and Mo got into a bit of trouble yesterday, so I was trying to help them out, make sure they didn't get into any serious problems.
Those two seem to be
Something to
getting
do with
into a fair bit of trouble.
yeah. Well, seems
Street
like it's been
saves
what
us
they've been
all.
stuck in
Red sack
since
of
we met
holding.
them. So,
Yeah, like a Christmas sack.
and there's that on top of the fact that I tuned into the crystal chatter. I know that the Heaven's Reach door is gonna have to be moved because Dragonspire is being evacuated.
Yeah, an unfortunate situation that they're dealing with right now.
Yeah, I'm just glad that the door is able to be moved at all. Make it almost impossible to get in and out if it wasn't.
Hmm. I do hope they'll be all right.
With any luck,
offered.
a source to the mana overflows will be found soon, because that's the main thing, is that no idea where it's coming from. People have their theories, but there's never been any real confirmation. Oh, does not help that I'm still waking up.
Hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna, at the risk of ruining the hat, I'm gonna go jump in the water, see if that wakes me up.
Alrighty then.
You take care, David.
Same to you.
I don't know that one.
How goes the day?
Been going alright. Not much
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Jolly good.
You know about the news that they're abandoning Drangspire?
I am very aware, yes.
Okay, good.
It's
Double check.
unfortunate.
Yeah, probably as soon as they get the whole mana flood thing fixed, it's gonna be back in order. But smart decision to rather leave.
Yes. I do hope our neighbors will be
Actually,
alright.
Yeah, I actually just sent in an application as a medic
Oh,
and got accepted.
jolly good.
Don't touch tail. Oh god. How is you?
Up. I can't complain. Relaxed. Well rested.
Hope's doing alright. She was actually last Saturday. I was walking around and met her, and then the attack happened, so I escorted her out to Q's
Attack.
sanction. Yeah, but that's why they've been abandoning Dragonspire, because
In
there's these
Dragonspire.
crystal golems that's been fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Hope was
she's
there, so I escorted her out.
she's quite all right. She is very tough. It's
Yeah, I know
unfortunate, but I'm sure once it's moved, she can start going out and about. She's effectively been adventuring off to see the world without me. I've given her ample permissions to do so. She's old enough to where she needs to start exploring things on her own.
Yeah. And
She's also strong enough.
I knew that she,
Yes.
I know that she probably could have handled herself in that whole thing, but I thought like better to just escort her out to Raven's Reach again.
Well, I
and getting
appreciate
tangled
that.
up and everything.
It makes me nervous letting her outside, to be honest with you, but again, she needs to experience the world and all that. All she's really ever known is Heaven's Reach.
Yeah, yeah. I've been kind of being a guardian for a kid as well lately, and makes me a bit nervous when she goes out on her own. But she's grew up on this, or she's been a street kid for a while, so she knows how everything
Ah,
works. But you
street
know,
smarts.
worry is still there.
Hmm. Yeah. I understand.
He's a good kid. Okay. I'll be probably doing some training. Whenever you got the time.
All right.
You know the whole Ravers thing. Just let me know.
Ravis? That's a weird name.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's the
Roman.
next clock in the line, I guess.
General Ravis.
General Ravis. Yeah, how stuff is going well. It's been exhausting, but we're figuring it out. Now, Mr. Kaiga, I am certain that you are fully aware of what Ravis is.
Partially, I saw some of the champions fought them before.
Yes. Very big. Now, I'm going to give you a choice today. To put things short, Mr. Kaiga, your dedication has not gone unnoticed. Zarkon has taken quite a liking to you. And watching you as you have entered and left Heaven's Reach, I've also noticed you've changed quite a bit. Still a strong-headed fellow, but more level-headed these days. Now, you can fight Ravis, and you can lose over and over and over again, or you can learn, and you can be taught, and you can learn techniques, etc., that will allow you to become equipped, more equipped, to take on Ravis in the future. And the person who would, of course, teach you these techniques would be me, if you would be willing to learn.
Of course.
I see. Now, what I will be teaching you is something that I have only really taught one other, and that is young Hope. Hope is incredibly talented, and of the day of her birth was already very, very familiar with these techniques. I have simply had to teach her how to practice and master them. You, on the other hand, have no experience with anything related to Adhudo. Adhudo is the name that Miss Riza and I have defined the art of the cosmos that we wield. It is Adhudo is of the original language. At least this is how Riza refers to it as. The first language, she says. It means space bends. It is a martial art that delves into the manipulation of cosmic energies, allowing those who practice it the ability to harness and control forces of the stars and celestial bodies. At its most basic form, Ed Hudo focuses on the understanding and utilization of the cosmic energies that permeate the universe, drawing power from the very essence of the stars. Now that is quite grandeur.
It's a lot.
It is. And quite the undertaking. I have someone Zarkin and I share a kinship because of our pasts. We both are kindred spirits because we can relate to one another all too well. I don't talk about my past very often, Mr. Kaiga, but you're very aware that I also was once a Zephyrin. I, unfortunately, have given up that citizenship to reside here in Heaven's Reach. But you are still a citizen of Zephyra. There are a lot of things that Ed Hudo can teach you. And there are a lot of things that you may not be able to learn from Ed Hudo in your lifetime, if I'm being honest. But I'll teach you as much as I can, if you are willing to learn.
And you're sure that's a good idea?
Not entirely. To be honest with you, the thought of sharing these techniques with someone else makes me nervous. But Riza saw something in me as a Zephyrin, and she taught me. And if I can put my trust in you, then I would like that you do not misuse it.
Okay. I trust you with that.
All right. Now, there are several basic practices for Ed Hudo. These will be what you will focus on. Ed Hudo has many different things. It is a martial art, and it is a creationary art. The creation side of Ed Hudo we will just about forgo, besides the basics, because I do not think that creating land from nothing will be of any value to you whatsoever. The value that you will derive from Ed Hudo is its combat characteristics and its ability to become one with the cosmic energies. The ability to utilize these energies within your own body and to flow with them during combat situations. This can allow you to provide yourself with a level head even in the worst of scenarios. There are 6 basic practices for Ed Hudo. 1 is known as Varajin. This is called cosmic alignment. Those who practice this will train to attune themselves to the cosmic energies surrounding them. learning to draw and harmonize these celestial forces to enhance their own martial abilities. The second, Muthum, which means stellar flow movements. These are intricate and precise movements that will allow you to mimic the patterns of celestial bodies and their energy flows. And you will gain to integrate these movements into your combat techniques, allowing you to channel the cosmic energy with fluidity and grace. The third is Vakki, which means celestial meditation. Through meditative practices, it will allow yourself to better connect yourself with the cosmic energies that surround you and Edhudo itself. Next is Va Ino, energy channeling. This will allow you to deliberate, manipulate, and redirect cosmic energy within your own body. This will allow you to enhance your physical strength, agility, and resilience during combat. Next is Vada Shikun, cosmic strike techniques. These are offensive techniques that are designed to infuse strikes and attacks with that of Edhudo, increasing your impact and effectiveness in battle. And lastly, Chon Shokai, breathing. By mastering these specific breathing patterns, you allow yourself to synchronize your breath with that of cosmic rhythms, fostering a deeper connection to the energies and enhancing their overall performance in Edhudo. These are techniques that myself and Riza have named. Now I will be honest with you, some of this are things that I have designed myself with her help. For a lot of Edhudo is an art that her and I have created. Now I know that sounds like a lot. These are the basics. If you are able to move on from the basics, perhaps one day you'll be able to master the art of Kamusoi. But for now, we'll focus on what we have currently mentioned. Now, I don't know what you know. I don't care about void abilities, technological abilities, key abilities. All of that is of ill importance in comparison to Edhudo. Leave whatever you've learned to yourself. Focus on this. In the end, you can decide on whether or not this is beneficial to you, or you wish to return to one of your other techniques and stick with that. But I can assure you myself, I gave up everything else once I began learning and mastering these techniques. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right. Then we will start with something incredibly basic. Come to me, please. And sit. Heaven's Reach is comprised of Edhudo and various cosmic entities. This area is the easiest place to master some of these techniques. We're going to start with Vakki, the celestial meditation. This is the most annoying because it requires stillness.
Great.
Something that you're going to have to learn in any kind of combat scenario is the ability to allow yourself to, well, mellow out, to put it simply, during the heat of battle, which is something I still learn and struggle with from time to time. Because a calm head is everything. And you, Kaiga, are a leader. People come to you in times of strife, so the ability to have a level head in these situations is key. So, close your eyes for me. Actually, let's go to Corvus. That will have a far better environment than this arena.
Sure.
Oh, hey.
David,
Aye.
hey. Good thing I catch you. I wanted to ask you something.
Hmm?
I had a conversation with Nomad a while ago and never got a
Is that
follow-up.
18's hair from
We
Dragon
wanted
Ball?
to have a meeting at some point about Calypso and her state. We never got to that point.
Is that 18's head? Alright.
She's not getting better? She was around the other day.
Well, she's still not talking, but there were some other
was that?
significant things that I've been talking about with Nomad, and we both agreed to talk to the other champions about this.
Okay.
I'd really appreciate if we could arrange a meeting at some point.
I haven't even seen Nomad, let alone talk to the fellow. Sure, we can arrange a meeting. Just
Alright, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
all right.
When she was walking around the other day, Calypso, I had to snap out of it a little bit. But not much.
Miss Athena's hair. Does Miss Athena's hairstyle remind you of Android 18? Or do you even know what I'm talking about?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
She has a similar personality as well.
Huh. How fitting.
Now she needs the mom shorts. Not shorts, jeans.
Mhm. We won't be bothered in here. Unless an emergency comes up or someone just wants to see the core.
Fair.
But only champions are allowed in here, and of course, Q in them, so. Have you ever meditated before, Kaiga?
No.
Then we'll go over those basics first, before we get into Vaki.
Sure.
All right. Here we can sit. Meditation is something that many martial artists use, and something that I didn't start doing until Heaven's Reach. The easiest way to get started, of course, is just simply by getting relaxed and closing your eyes.
The first part's already hard for me.
Well, that's where the practice comes in. So, whenever you're ready, close your eyes, and we will begin. All right. Now, I want you to imagine an empty room with nothing in it. This room is white. As you visualize this white room, I want you to slowly put things inside of this room that mean something to you. Things that are comforting to you. Perhaps it is the weather, rain, or perhaps it is someone very important to you. Maybe even an object. I want you to pinpoint one of those things and focus on that. What does it look like? What is it doing? Is it sitting there? Is it walking? Or is it a person? And are they talking? If it is a person, focus on their eyes. If it is an object, focus on a portion of that object that is prettiest to you. If it is the weather, listen to it and the sounds that it makes. Focus on that thing. Continue to focus on that thing until it becomes a blur. And then there is nothing but that white room again. If you are having trouble focusing on any of these things, start again. From the room, to the person, the place, the thing, to the important portion of that thing, to the sound it makes, and then back to the room. It's nap time, chat. Always but success reaching through one's by hearing this stuff from Max using souls and such. Rah! Boo.
Yeah.
Meditation. It's boring. But
Fancy.
important. Yes, and you're going to be antsy and you're going to have a terrible time doing it at first. Because there's all kinds of thoughts that are going to be going through your head rather than I'm just sitting here doing nothing, right? It's practice. So, that will be a portion of your homework, Mr. Kaiga. Meditation. The basic form of meditation. Now, many people assume that meditation means balancing one's ki, etc., etc. No. Meditation is simply a sense of oneness. Calm. Taking time to relax during the insanity that is the environment that we live in. And through that, well, you'll eventually perhaps get a calmer demeanor. Who knows? That's what I would like to think. Not to say you don't have one already, Mr. Kaiga. I'm speaking in generals, not pointing fingers. You've lived in Zephyr all your life, yes?
Not all my life. I was born in the wasteland.
That's right.
When I was 16, I traveled over.
That's right.
So technically still Zephyr and wasteland, but...
Would you like to learn a little bit more about David Kaiga?
Sure.
I will be an open
Enjoy
book.
the stories.
What would you like to know?
What was your first job?
My first job. That has quite the story. When I was 6 years old, I was taken away from my family. I unfortunately don't remember that day. I was selected for a very fancy program. Myself and 9 other young boys and girls my age. They removed the memories of our families, so we didn't remember who they were. And when you don't know who your mother and father is, you come to terms with that a lot easier than I suppose one would being taken directly from them with those memories intact. And we knew that, and we accepted that our lives were bound here in this new life. I was placed in a program that the people referred to as the Super Soldier Program, and that, coming from a man who lives here, sounds quite out of character. But, I was the weakest. I was number 7 in the selected list of kids. And I was the luck of that number did not flow with me. I was the worst of the children. They would often make quite a bit of fun of me. Terrible shot, etc. The drugs they were giving me did not always bode well. We were effectively designed to be enhanced humans. It was training. They'd never done this before. This was the first time. So, lots of bumpy roads along the way. Our instructors became our parents. One of my peers, she believed in me. She believed in me, to put it simple. And she would pump me up, cheer me on. Friendships were difficult to make. Not impossible. It's just not something that was constructive. Our trainees would teach us. But, kids are kids, boys will be boys, teenagers and all that. We're going to find a way. She was the 9th one to be selected among the children, the one who believed in me, that is. And she was the best one out of all of us. The truest shot. She mastered just about every single technique that was taught to her in a matter of days. And I already told you I was terrible. And despite this fact, despite that she was leagues above anything I was, she would still cheer me on. Whereas everyone else would make fun of me and chide at me, she wouldn't. Constructive words. She is the one who gave me my name, David. Because we didn't have names. We were numbers, 1 through 9. My number was 7, so that's what I was referred to as. She would call me by name in secret, although sometimes it would slip, and thank goodness the instructors never heard it. But, yeah, that was effectively my first job. Eventually, I did. What's that?
I flipped burgers.
You flipped burgers? I wish!
That's my first job.
I wish I was flipping burgers.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah. Eventually, though, I got better. Through her cheering and her, encouragement, I actually started to rival her as I got older. This was in my mid to late teens at this point. Her and I were rivals at one point, neck and neck. It was a friendly rivalry, though. And the boys who used to make fun of me were now all cheering me on as well, in silence, of course, some of them kicking rocks while they pretended, nothing ever happened in the past that happened, it's all in the, bygones be bygones. It was tough, very tough, and a lot of memories I don't look very fondly on, to be honest with you. Yeah, that was effectively my first job. After that, I took a ship that landed me in Zafira one day to speed things along and pass by a few cliff notes. And, I effectively I tried some odd jobs, became a bodyguard, whatnot, bouncers and things like that. Didn't really work out. What else do you want to know?
Is that how the whole meta thing happened because of that whole program?
Well, I told you I was be open, and I will say this isn't a happy story. But it is one I've gotten used to telling these days. Whenever you, one thing about my training, at least, is learning to come to terms with who you were versus who you are now, and accepting that what happened happened, and learning from it and growing past it. Riza would tell me that one day I'll understand things that right now are incredibly foreign to me. And a lot of those things I'm still learning, but I'm starting to come to terms with what she meant. Number 9, who I had eventually named Angel, is the woman I would refer to as my wife. Her and I learned of things in private. We would run away from our confined barracks and find ways to escape to see each other at night. And one day she would ask me, she heard about this marriage thing, and neither one of us really fully understood what it meant, but it was something that two people did when they love each other very much. And she wanted to refer to me as her husband, and I reciprocated. There was no official marriage, no fancy priest or whatever to inaugurate us. But I like to think it was official. How I ended up in Saphira, outside of the spaceship I mentioned, it was the last day of our training. They actually told us after this day, they would have learned all they needed from us. All the drugs and enhancements they'd been giving us all of our lives, etc., etc. The data had finally come to fruition. This was our last bit of data point that they needed, and afterwards, we would be able to live normal lives. They would set us free. We'd done our duty. We did our jobs. We fought who we needed to fight, covert ops, all that stuff. Now it is time for us to retire, I suppose. I think I was 18 or 19, somewhere around there. We were told we were going to be going up against, for this training program, the elite of the elite. These were not just some training droids. These were not just generic soldiers that we'd fought in military expeditions in the past. This was the real deal. These were fellow others who had participated in similar programs in the past and were battle-hardened. I waved off to number 6. I gave a hug and a kiss in secret to Angel. And then we all went into our respective garages, where we would await the battlefield, we'll say. I put my helmet on, and the door opened. And I fought with everything I had. There was just 2 of us left, me and my other opponent. We had vanquished all of the others. It was quick, actually. I struggled against them a lot. I actually should have lost, looking back at it. It was lucky. Luck. They just so happened to peep their head up the minute I just so happened to move away with my firearm. And I took the shot. Right in the head. And knocked their helmet clean off. And that's when I realized, after looking at the face of my opponent, that we were fighting each other. And I just shot my wife in the head. I was numb. After that, the lights turned off and I was grabbed. I screamed, I cried, etc., as they strapped me down to a chair. Congratulations. I succeeded where my other peers had failed. I was now I was their chosen one, we'll say. They injected me with whatever other drugs that were supposed to be the final doses of whatever program they had decided. And I screamed, and I cried, and eventually I completely blacked out. When I woke up, my hands were cuffed, but I was not restrained, and everyone around me was dead. My hands were bloodied and battered, and my body bruised. I killed all of them. I grabbed whatever weapons I could, destroyed every single computer I could in that lab, and ran to whatever escape pod or ship I could find, and I ran. I ran until my ship couldn't run anywhere anymore, and I crashed in Zephyra. It was pretty lonely for a very long time. And it took me a long time to come to terms with everything and to grow from all of that. I think I've told you before my issues with alcohol abuse. But, of course, whereas that is a sad ending, we do eventually lead to where I am today. When I first stepped into that arena, after working for the Purple Lotus at this point for years, after taking orders from Sachi and all the negative side effects that came from that, after the hundreds of unfortunate situations that had come upon me through that which is Zephyra and the things that it does to people. I was given the opportunity for a wish. I would climb this tower, this fancy tower that they had spoken of to me, and I would be given the opportunity to get a wish. Now, unlike every other, and I'm sorry if I'm getting winded at this point, stop me if I'm boring you, but
It's all fine.
after every other champion had done some kind of fancy, tournament to earn that ticket that they were given. I didn't. Sachi just gave it to me. Sachi and I had an interesting relationship for a very long time, and he would say that I'm the only one he trusted. How true that is to this day, I don't know, but that coming from Sachi did mean a lot. Because trust was a very difficult thing to earn with Sachi. He wanted me to keep an eye on them. Make sure nobody made any mistakes. Keep people in line. I was effectively supposed to be a covert ops black sheep. But I wanted something else. I wanted that wish. And I didn't care what would happen so I could get that wish. Because my wish was to wish Angel back. I thought that would be what would finally give me peace. Happiness. And I didn't care what would happen along the way. I knew I couldn't hold a candle to the other champions. I was weak as fuck. I almost died multiple times in that arena. And I knew I wanted that wish, and I was going to take it from them if I had to. I tried so hard not to develop relationships with the other champions. I didn't want to. I didn't want to care. I distanced myself from all of them. But the idea of fighting someone like Patty didn't sit right, but I still tried to forget those feelings. I didn't put it past the fact that she's a child. Who cares? The reason my skin is dark is because of the decision I decided to make. I knew I couldn't win. I knew I couldn't hold a candle to the other champions. So I made a decision. I made the decision to a means of power without earning it. And when you cheat that system, you learn that there's a lot of side effects that come with it. I became a monster. You've seen me how I used to look. I used to look a hell of a lot uglier. And that's when it finally registered that I was stupid. How far down this rabbit hole I have gone, to a point to where I am unforgivable. Say reality punched me in the face. I was a very callous person, much like Nomad, for a very long time. And I pushed people away. Nomad and I became very good friends because of our similar outlooks. But nowadays, things have changed quite a bit. I used to look back on the wish with a lot of negativity. Reminded of decisions I had made out of stupidity and arrogance. Riza was was a turning point in my life that I needed. Heaven's Reach was a turning point in my life that I needed. The ability, this place gave me hope. Riza taught me how to be at peace. I learned a great many things. My entire and a saying I've lived my whole life of, and you've probably already heard this one, is that I don't care how big the mountain is in front of me, I'm going to move it. That was before Heaven's Reach. There are many people in Zephyra and all kinds of places that are going to refer themselves as a god or some kind of deity, something far above you in power. But something I have learned is that even the smallest of mustard seeds, and I don't know about if you know but how big a mustard seed is, but they are bloody small, can grow into something more powerful than anything, that being that would ever call itself a god. Questions? Thoughts? I know that was a lot.
Yeah, letting all of that sink in. Sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
That's life. And I'm sure you've had your own set of experiences, Kaiga. Another saying that I taught a few people, because if you live long enough in this world, you'll eventually get some kind of stupid virus that corrupts your body and makes you something else or something along those lines. Don't let the monster that resides in you define who you are. And, I mean, even chaos is beautiful in its own way. There is beauty that can be found in chaos, if you look hard enough.
That's true.
While there are decisions I regret, there are a lot of good memories that I have. I do miss Angel, but I know one day I'll see her again. So for now, I stay here and I learn and I experience and I gather as many stories as I possibly can, so I have a plethora of stories that I can tell her whenever I see her again one day.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
Man.
Now, Kaiga, while we are getting deep, why do you fight?
My dad was part of the Bundeswehr, which is the German army. They at some point got order to help out in corporate wars. I don't know if you went through some of those, but there's a lot of collateral, a lot of civilian damages that happen.
Yes.
He was one of those units that got into a power armor with a big shield, going at the fronts, protecting people, saving whoever you can. And he did that for a while until he met my mom. And then they had my sister, then they had me, they had my brother. And they stayed in the wasteland. And if you know the wasteland, there's also a lot of shit going around, a lot of raiders, all kinds of things. And my dad would do the same thing, go out, protect us, build shields. I think around when I was 14, I started helping him and fighting whatever came up to our place. Then at some point I went to the FIRA to actually become a doctor. I dropped out in like half a year from school, so that didn't hold long. But I joined a gang, joined a corporation, and then went away at some point. And then I landed in the meat rack. And in the meat rack I was one of the strongest, at least that's what people kept saying. Yeah, I was a Mon. He was definitely the strongest, but every time there was a fight, every time there was anything happening, I threw myself right at the front. And that's every time when I think about fighting, I throw myself at the front. Protect the ones that are behind me.
So you fight because your father fought, or you fight to protect the ones who can't?
Second.
I see.
When I lost his arm, when Zarkan attacked my home, my friends, my family was there. And all I was thinking of was that they need to make it out, they need to get away. And then every time I was in that arena, and he swung down, and I blocked it, even so I couldn't, all I was imagining was Flurry behind me. With my family behind me. My best friends. I had to be a wall.
They used to call me the Wall for the longest time. I understand.
Still fitting now that you can literally create some while you fight.
Part of that is for that reason.
Yeah, but I don't know. That is, I guess, the biggest reason why I was fighting with this. The anger. The disdain. Like with Athena. I didn't force her to protect people. It was... We're just seeing red. That has been happening a lot more in the last year.
Anger.
Yeah.
I used to be angry at Athena, too. I was angry at a lot of people for a very long time, and, feelings are still there, of course.
I've been starting to take medication whenever it gets too bad.
A side effect of my body's past is emotions are heightened. Not these days. These days I have got it incredibly under control. It is a blessing. But for a very, very long time I had to combat my emotions. There's a sense of pain that comes along with it. So I understand all too well how difficult it is to deal with anger and all that.
From what I've been told, Wolfkin in general have a problem with it.
Aha! I
My
used
mother
to...
couldn't really teach me. She died when she gave birth to my younger brother.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's a long time ago.
That is... we come full circle. That is where meditation comes incredibly handy. It is a natural prescription. And before I assumed my current form, evolution, whatever you want to call it, I did that a lot to calm myself in situations where I wanted to explode. So, "5 minutes a day, Mr. Kaiga. Sit down in silence and meditate. And then we will perhaps increase the time period, but for now we'll keep it simple.
Sure.
As you continue to progress in the simplicities, then we will go on to more advanced techniques. Today, we're just getting started."
Okay, yeah.
All right. with that, I suppose class dismissed.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
Of course. You're quite welcome.
Now Corvus is doing alright.
Well, he doesn't say it, but I think he's doing just fine.
I guess we can go back.
Certainly. I'm sure everyone's wondering what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, I think Cassie was like already expecting a big dramatic fight.
Oh, well, sorry to let her down. We.
Ah, chicken sandwich.
But if you can't do that, how are you going to correct each other? How are you going to learn from each other? By talking?
I could do it in just like a, if we're standing here and we're just sparring and we're not really hitting each other. But Max and I have been through too much. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Alright. Well, I suppose I'm not convincing enough, but that's okay. Then we'll just repeat this another time.
Maybe I'll get a better or we'll get a better understanding at some point.
What in the goddamn world is wrong with you?
Brutus.
My mouth went weird.
Yeah, it did.
Do less
Get your
drugs,
mouth
that
in
helps.
check, Brutus.
Anyways, training is concluded. I hope you learned something.
Thank you.
I did.
Hope you enjoyed Demon's Bane level 1.
Hello, Miss Poi.
Good to see you, King.
Hello. Howdy.
I really don't think I know enough about
I'll be
fighting to be
here.
able to get anything out of the overwhelming guilt about hitting you, so I wasn't gonna do it either.
I just can't. I think I can't even explain.
No,
why
I mean it would
can't.
just be not a good thing.
Via the
I don't wanna
water.
do it.
Came in at a bad time, I think.
Sorry.
Think
if
so,
I-
yeah.
Oh, you're fine,
for
David.
us.
No, you did the right
They were
thing.
doing their own training stuff.
I was,
Hmm.
honestly, truth be told, I was gonna go in there and just kind of stand there.
Yeah, I didn't want to waste anyone's time.
That's fair.
Because I knew I wouldn't hit you. Even though
Yeah, I
it's
wasn't gonna hit you either.
sparring.
No, it feels a bit much.
Hello.
Kind of like completely
Hello.
antithetical to the point of us even learning to do this in the first place, right?
How are things?
Things are good. How about you?
Brutus is Brutus.
That is good.
How are you feeling?
Fucked up.
Well,
If
I
I'm
thought
going
that
to
was
wander
really
out.
smart, for the record, like trying to surprise her like that. That was a
Yeah.
ballsy play.
It was sick. I really liked how we
Yeah.
worked in there. It was a good job.
I thought it was
Like,
really
having
cool
no-
that you were trying something different and pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Howdy,
And
David.
on top
Yeah.
of that, the
Hmm?
three of us having no field experience
Howdy.
Whatsoever.
barely,
Howdy.
And like
Honestly,
even
I was
together-
standing back so much because I was afraid I was gonna somehow like hit one of you guys because you were gonna suddenly move or something. So
No,
I was just
that's
kind of really
fine.
stand off.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
when
like
we
a
first
play of
met her, that's why
opportunity.
I was letting you stand in front of me.
Well, I mean, you were too busy getting your head driven into a goddamn cabinet at the time. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Are you okay, by the
You been
way?
well?
Ah, very well.
Oh.
Guess the
I have
horns paid
some-
off,
I
huh?
have my med kit. Do you
I
want
can just go
something?
outside and
I'm glad
Oh
that
yeah,
you've
but I
been
mean
well,
for
David.
in here, you know.
Thank you. How about yourself?
You don't want to be walking around in
if you
pain.
want to practice your fighting skills.
Having to
Oh
deal
no,
What's
with
you
wrong
just
with
go
you?
outside
Tell
and
me.
come back in.
political
You're
stuff.
healed.
Been dealing with a lot of
So
stuff.
morbid,
Really?
the amount of possibilities.
Try sitting down and just watching a movie
When
sometime,
Tiger
Mr.
was
Kane.
training here as
Oh, trust me, I do. It's just a lot of
the big robot he was once.
what's the
He
proper?
lost both
Yeah,
of his
the
arms
synths
and went outside, went back
are
in.
upset because we
Again.
passed a law attempting to give
Hogs.
them more rights while also getting rid of some purge era laws.
Hmm.
So what's wrong? Tell me. What are your ailments?
They're not very happy about being categorized.
You don't learn anything if you just.
I'm- I,
I suppose that's
I'm-
commendable.
I guess I don't understand.
Or not.
It sounds like
Yeah,
progress
it's a
in
lot.
the right
We're
direction.
trying to,
Tell me what your injuries are, and I will tell you how I'll treat
yeah,
them.
trying to take baby steps in a direction.
I guess
Well, it
my
seems
ribs are
people
a little
don't-
bit cracked, and my head
don't
want
wanna
to
see the position we're coming from. I don't know.
Hmm.
A lot of the complaints are
Yeah.
coming
You
from
can
other
even get
districts.
concussions?
which-
Well, you can actually.
not my
yeah,
problem.
you probably have a concussion.
I see.
Don't sleep. Don't sit down. Don't rest.
Don't play anything.
But
Stay
I've
as
stayed
alert
out
as
of trouble.
possible.
I haven't gotten
For
hurt in a
your
while.
ribs,
Jolly good.
since it's just cracked, unfortunately, ribs are just kind of a matter of staying still. Unless it's completely broken, then we could set it. But crack is better.
Now it's just to
Painful.
train my magic back
Try not
up.
to
but
breathe
it's- I
too
kind of
deeply.
need to get better at casting it while in a fight.
I can
Kind of
give
just
you a
use it willy nilly for funny
light
things.
painkiller just
Better
if
at the
you
old
want.
whoosh whoosh.
It's up to
My
you.
jaw hurts.
Yeah, whoosh, whoosh.
Is it broken?
Like I found Mage Hand is very
No,
good at
yeah,
hiding
check.
things on the top
Come here.
shelf, girl.
Yeah, take
Is it broken?
I
Can
used to
feel
have the
point?
literal big hand.
Decide.
Oh my god, it's falling off!
It's not
Cassie,
falling.
what's
Oh.
your... What was... When's your birthday?
The 4th of May.
Do you remember anything about, like, your last birthday party? What was the most, like, coolest thing that you can remember? This is where you're gonna tell me that it was traumatic, huh?
I actually didn't hear
Three,
about
two,
it.
one.
That's the first time I've ever had it. Heard of medic acid.
Hold it.
That's why. Never mind.
Hold it. It was just a little bit sprained, and then I could feel it popping when you were talking, so I just kind of popped it back in place.
Oh.
There you go.
How'd your conversation with Tyga go?
Wonderfully.
her-
Kaiga has accepted the offer to learn the arts of basics of Ed Hudo.
Oh no, Mr. Ru.
Ooh,
I'm good at my job.
proud of you.
You are
Yeah.
head of medical.
Yeah, we still need to talk about that, huh?
Oh shit.
Well,
So,
we'll add that one to the
we
list of
start
things we need to
with
think about.
meditation.
Oh God. Yeah, you're right.
I know
Hello.
meditation would be good for him.
Yes, I
didn't
think
do
so
a list
too.
for everybody. Nobody's messaged me at all.
Huh.
Hey, Saya.
I wonder why. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh no.
Ugh.
New.
I don't want to sit here anymore.
No, we can leave.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
You wanna go
Please.
to the pond? You wanna go somewhere else?
When
Sure.
you leave the arena, do we feel better, or is it like the
No.
whole place?
You gotta walk
No,
out.
way
To
out.
go.
I would recommend stepping
Okay.
outside and back in it. Then you're.
Yeah,
you'll
if you
feel
are
better.
feeling pretty battered, then yeah, just walk out, walk right back in. Everyone does it.
Yep.
Cool.
I feel fine.
All right.
Nice to see you.
Uh-huh. Let's go.
Nice to see you as well.
No?
By the way, the mining process on that stuff you wanted is started. It's gonna take me a while to get enough to start manufacturing, but I'm moving.
At least I got it. So thank you.
Going through the portal.
Seems like today's been quiet. Sounds like it at least.
I've just been chatting with Kaiga pretty much all day, so I don't know what they did. But I assumed, based off what I was hearing, because I'm nosy, that you all went into the level 1 and got beat up by Athena.
Those three went into level 1 and got beat up by Athena.
Ah,
Damn.
It seems that Athena's training them. So
well then, I can imagine
At least
that
you
is
picked up some
probably some form of constructive.
Hopefully it's constructive.
yeah, it's constructive.
Probably
Just teach
more
Max and Maw how to
destructive,
defend
but-
themselves then.
I kid.
Well, before you showed up, I know. It's that Max has been a little bit sneakier than Mo has and has gotten the drop on Athena twice. That's count me surprised on that.
Ooh.
Well,
Hey, that's
good
smart.
for him.
Hey, if you sneak for your advantage, hey, you can get the drop on anything or anyone, depending on how you're doing it.
That or she just doesn't feel like
So
it.
I missed yesterday's
Some people
meeting
don't
or
feel like it.
conversation.
Was there
I've come into
one?
Heaven's Reach a couple
What's
times
this
in
about
Austrian.
the Spire abandoning it itself?
Oh.
The mana floods and all that have become a problem. You can explain that better than I can.
Mana floods have been getting even worse. What we've been hearing is that we are abandoning the keep in a week to actually be on the outskirts. The door's being moved, but no one should be staying in that keep right now with all that's happening. It got attacked again, so we're kind of... This is getting dire and dire as the time and everything
Does
goes on.
anyone know what's causing the mana flood?
We have our theories. A ley line
that?
is fucking up hardly, and then we or something is making the ley lines act the way they are, which is tied, I think, to the crystals. That and also, barely any of the champions have been around. Ash, Lefur, no one has seen them.
I would have said Vlanero too, but Vlanero has made his appearance quite home to me, Ethan. Well, Ethan at the moment.
And
Hello,
that,
Saya.
that's worries. Hi, Athena.
Bark, 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 bark.
Quack,
Isn't
quack,
that
quack,
my
quack, quack, quack.
favorite pyromaniac?
So,
You can call her
Athena
Pyromancer,
and I
but
want to fight a
know
clock
someone much worse.
2v1.
I know someone
that would
that
be
you'd call
sure.
more of a pyromaniac, and she would definitely say yes to all things arson.
All
You
right.
sometimes have to calm her
Spitballing a
down
bit
about
which
it.
one, but I would actually like you to choose which one you think would
How are you
work the
doing?
best.
How's things been going at the club?
Pretty.
Very well.
Can we talk about something else?
Oh, okay, that bad. Got it. Understandable.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, he's choosing it and he's not telling us what he's choosing? That's great. I love
Of course he's not. He's not trying to faster.
Good luck. No, this is not it. It's too tall. I can't remember what anything is. Come on, man. I was just in it earlier. Might be this one. It is this one. Okay, cool. Oh my god.
Are you in need of an assist?
Do you wanna tag team with me as Zakon?
Will you plan something on your own as is, or?
Yeah, I've got my own, but you're welcome to join me.
Sure. 337's gonna have to wait anyways, so
Alright.
I'll ball out for a minute.
All right, and after it, you can approach me when you're ready.
Yep. So I'll be Zakon?
Yeah, change to Zakon.
Gotcha.
Poi, do you want to help too? Is that why you're here? I can't. You're wrong, mic. I think.
I am on the wrong mic.
Wait, what do you say?
That's up to you. Sorry, switching mics.
If you want to join as... Go to spawn, I'll give you a model.
Oh.
Unless, do you have the... I keep forgetting his name, the Berserker boy with the flames?
No, I don't have the Flame Boy.
Okay, I'll give you the Flame Boy.
You actually want all three? I was just
Yep.
I came down here because I heard...
Yep, we're gonna do
It's Athena
three.
and Kaiga, let's fucking ball out.
All three. Come to spawn when you're ready.
I'm at spawn.
Alright, and cloning should be on. Oh, wait, no, that you can't turn the music off on this guy. Never mind, you're gonna be Kokomi.
Whamp whamp.
You little shit, got it.
Yeah, because you and Pixel are gonna need to turn a spawn without the music. So we'll go to the clock menu and just uncheck spawn with music under the clock menu. Are you ready? Are you already in the arena, Pixel?
Yep, I'm already there.
Okay, cool.
I got Zakon on deck. I favorite these NPC avatars for a good reason.
Of course you do. All right. Are you ready, Poi?
All right. Sorry, I'm just making sure with the buttons.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of NPCs.
So,
Good. All right, cool.
I just hit spawn, and that's it.
Go see spawn.
Well, in the clock menu, do like untoggle spawn with music.
Yeah, untoggle spawn with music in the clock menu.
Spawn with music or spawn with clock?
Spawn with clock can stay on.
Spawn with clock is fine. Just uncheck spawn with music.
Okay. They're getting impatient. They're theorizing that David is trolling them by just having nothing happen.
Okay, I am. And then when you're ready, just click on spawn, and that'll spawn you.
Yep. When we're all here.
I'm
And
just
with that,
making sure.
and with
Well,
that
you guys can
said,
spawn, I can spawn later.
It's better to have us
we're-
all three at
We're
once.
gonna go all at once, so get in the arena.
Yep. Let's since you've got the older clock animation, let's have you in the middle, and then pulling me at your sides.
All right, Pixel, you spawn first. We're gonna make it look like it's just Zarkon that they're going up against, and then we're gonna
all right.
surprise them. It'll be funnier
right.
that way.
If you insist.
Yes, do it.
For my fight so far, it's been like the clock actually stopped before you.
Now, Poi spawn.
Okay, so we got Zarkon and Kokumi. Okay, let's do it. We got this.
You want to take care of the little shit? Oh.
Do this.
Are you kidding me? Is he actually spawning every single clock?
This is gonna be good.
I might have left like that.
We both know what happened to the old admiral.
What was the shoot on this thing?
Might be fist trigger, might be point. It usually varies, or open hand. It's one of the three.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I remember.
Like, and okay, I don't know why it does that, but did the fucking bug again. I'm just gonna respawn. Boy, alternate sticking close to either me or Goose.
That was the plan.
Hell yeah. Boy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clash with Kaiga, and then I want you to do the drain. Boy, get in here, drain Kaiga. There you go. Very good. Swap over to help Goose.
I know one thing about playing Sachi is he's so fucking annoying to fight.
Yeah, that's the idea. Boy, how about you go and load us up a shield? I believe it's one of your toggles.
Let me know when to drop it.
When
She's
Athena
about to
explodes- When
explode.
Athena explodes, drop it. It's gonna be your call. Which of us, if any, go down?
It's doubtful.
Fair enough.
Give us another shield, boy. Activate. You should have an aura healing effect. I can't remember which one it is, but it makes your hands glow green. There you go. Now you can disable the shield.
Yep.
SOS, small child under attack.
I'm on you. I'm on you. Now you're trapped in with me!
I didn't mean to do that, but...
You're good. This is helpful. This is helpful.
She's gonna explode! Turn it off! Turn it off! Turn it off! She's gonna explode for no reason now.
A very delayed explosion.
Man, would you sad if I just go behind them and start taking their energy?
Yeah, do it.
We gotta kill the little one, or it's not gonna stop.
Yeah, thing is. I saw that.
Yeah, Athena was good.
They're making a move on me. I gotta go.
They're strategizing to attack you, primarily.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Hold on. I'm up. Oh no.
Fucking frozen!
Okay, I'm just gonna have to make do with this. Fuck! Okay, I may have broken my controller.
Oh, fuck.
Yep, okay, I can't do this. I'm despawning. I'm sorry.
That's okay, I understand.
Fuck. Oh, how do I turn this off?
Hail. I didn't mean to turn that off right away, but alright.
That's okay. It's fine. It works. it implies that they're getting through.
Yep, except for the fact that mine was not intentional. I think I may have outright broken my controller, which means I'm not going to be able to stay in the lobby.
Take care of yourself, Vixel.
Well, no,
I'm so
I can't even turn
sorry.
the controller off. Oh.
You little shit. Give me all you got. Give it to me.
Alright, she's gonna get you.
Okay, I'm not going to spawn back in, but I think I fixed my controller for the time being, but this is a good indicator that I may need to get it replaced.
I'm glad to hear that it's not busted entirely, dude. I'm sorry if that
It's usable, but it's kind of long overdue, because this is one of the original ones I bought when I first got my game.
A final time! With Kokomi's essence! I'll blow you to morning, you fucker! Die!
Good timing on that. Alright, I'm gonna pop back in as Lee Rock for a minute.
I gotta
but then
pee, I'll be
be
right
gone
back.
for
Sounds good.
2 seconds.
That's three times.
We should probably get them to the portal.
You guys need to get to the
I think my organs are right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get her out, get her out, get her out.
I will make sure everyone get out the way.
We both need to go out, okay? Yeah.
Was the first time in my life I fought Saji.
Yeah, it's not fun.
How you too? Love you after the door.
Yeah.
Well, that was loud. Yeah, I had to clear my throat there. My bad. That was very loud. All of it, the entire fight. I may or may not have been very high up watching from afar.
Pixel, your mic's unmuted.
You are mad, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah. Why do you think I was
okay?
spinning? Yeah, we're good. It's good. But why do you think I was spinning before I despawned?
He had to leave. Oh
Oh my god, you made us fight 3 fucking clocks. That was such a banger. Thank you so much, dude.
Oh, I mean, if fucking Pixel showed up, he's like, I want to come in, and then Poik showed up, and she's like, I want to come in too.
I
So I'm
wasn't
like,
sure-
all
I
right, well,
wasn't
fuck
sure
it,
if you
let's
were
do
good,
it all
dude, 'cause I
at
know
once.
you
Yo,
move and stuff.
I saw the 3 nameplates and I totally played into it. I saw Zaka and I was like, okay, we got this, Kaiga, let's go. Then the second one came out. Oh, okay, it's Kokiri. Come on, we got this, let's go. And then the
Yeah.
that was good. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the fun. I'm sweating to death.
I'm glad you had
yeah.
fun.
I appreciate
wanna
you
fight
guys.
more.
Big love to you. Mwah.
All right.
Love from Kaiga too.
Hmm.
What are you sorry about? You did nothing wrong.
Did Hope fight somebody?
No.
Know that they're going through something. I will leave them be. They got Athena out. They are going to Port 1 coming back.
Okay, jolly good.
I'm assuming you need those two in the arena here, or?
No, I'll let these two have their moment.
So that is the Sachi. I have never seen them before.
Dear me, my legs are not built for this.
Variation of them, yes. Hello?
Mr. David, yes?
That I am.
If you'd be willing to spare the time, I would like to speak to you.
Very well.
Oh, is this what you feel like on a day-to-day basis?
Is this a private conversation?
That depends on how willing you are to divulge information on IG-22.
Well, what is he doing these days?
Disappearing. Which is why I've been asking questions.
All right.
Simply put, I'm hoping to gain as much information on him as I can. If not to find him, then at least use that knowledge to perhaps better the situation that myself and my colleagues are in.
Well,
Without
I
much
don't.
sugarcoated.
I don't
My
know what I
colleagues and
can.
are in danger.
I heard a little bit of what's the ongoings in Kraton. To be honest with you, I'm very oblivious still, though. But I did hear that a lot of things up and left. I don't know if what I can tell you will be of any use to you, but what do you want to know? Oh, whoop.
Fucking curious gravity around here.
Hmm.
Well, the first thing I would want to know is anything you can recall in terms of your contribution to Mr. IG's experiments in relation to the EMTs. I have very limited files on how any of that is, so I'm trying to understand them better.
Several years ago, I had approached IG directly requesting effectively a power boost. Any means necessary, I didn't care, and I made a very stupid decision in that. IG granted this request, and in exchange I allowed him to use my body for experimentative purposes in whatever means he saw fit. I suppose through my contributions, he had eventually developed those EMT troopers you are so familiar with.
Yes. I am trying to make an effort to speak to the other progenitors. As of now, the only one I've gotten to speaking to is Mr. Roderick, and I am intending to speak to Mr. Fable if I am able.
You can usually find him around the Dragonspire or a place called not the Warrens.
The Wicarium.
The Wicarium, yes, thank you.
Yes, that has been already recommended to me, and it's where I will be making my effort to try and find him. One thing that Mr. Roderick brought up when I spoke to him is that the experiments done on the three of you led to some side effects, mainly mental, where something, I don't want to say went wrong, but something would pop up again and again. For Mr. Roderick, it was bouts of anger. What was it for you?
The metals
anything at all?
The metals, the experimentative metals that were used to develop the EMTs were originally prototyped and used on myself, Roderick, and Fable. For the unfortunate downsides of the prototype metals is, one of them is enhanced emotional status. Simple things can cause one to get incredibly upset. Additionally, a grand amount of pain is associated with the form, and pain medications were used to assist with that.
Yes, Roderick spoke of that as well. He was, in fact, rather worried that Mr. IG had gone missing, as without him he has no means of obtaining his medication.
The experimentation that I undergone was of my own volition. Fable, from what I understand, was on death's door, and the metals saved his life upon permissions from his kin or something of that nature. Roderick was of a similar circumstance. They were requested to do anything to keep him alive, and the metals were the result of that.
I see. Was there anything of note on your end? Any sort of mutation that was, I suppose, common? Something reoccurring?
Three
clocks?
clocks?
Three clocks, yes. 3 clocks. Hope you enjoyed your exercise. Because that will probably be one of the last, or second to last, or somewhere around there times you will be using your traditional abilities against clocks going forwards. While you are in that arena, we will more than likely be focusing on Head Hudo going forwards.
Okay.
And then after a time, you can learn to experiment with your own, with what I've taught you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, how you said, I should probably, when I learn something, not use it outside, so I should probably use my normal abilities when I'm outside and I get in a hustle.
Do what you need to do in the meantime. And then you can make the decision on what is more valuable to you.
Thanks again. Athena is very happy. She feels very alive.
Oh, good to hear.
That was the first time I fought Sartre. Even if it's not the real one. It's terrifying. It is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, he's quite the hefty fella.
I'm not even going to begin to comprehend what that was about.
As for mutations, it depends on the person. From what I understand, the metals that we were given were experimental. IG didn't even know the full range of the side effects when we were injected with them. Everyone's metals effectively have their own unique genetic coding as far as the person they've been infected with. For me, over a period of time, as I had one side effect of these metals is heightened learning capabilities. I tend to pick things up relatively quickly in terms of combat and memorizing others' abilities and learning and evolving my own techniques off of what I have learned through combat experience. And eventually, at some point, and just from learning anything in general, my body, not theirs, would evolve through a sort of chrysalis situation. That hasn't happened since my last transformation occurred several years ago for me, and nothing has occurred since. I don't know if I have another one in the bag, but I think it's over now.
I see. And I would assume this metamorphosis turned you into what you are now.
That is correct. Did you have a question for me, Brutus? Or are you just listening?
Oh, I was just checking in on you.
Okay, just listening.
Did anything?
All right.
Should I not be?
No, we're quite out in the open. You're perfectly fine. If we have something to say that's private, we'll go to a private place.
Well, more or less, it's whether or not you're willing to divulge such information, which we will be getting to in a moment. But I ask about the mutations and such behaviors because, well, I'm very familiar with them, and hearing it from Mr. Roderick and yourself, it's starting to make a lot more sense as we have seen such mutations very commonly.
Mutations very commonly with the troopers?
We asked for one. You gave us 3.
You're not going to always have one in a real combat scenario.
You gave us 3.
Surprise you.
Surprises happen.
I saw 3 and Bruce was like, maybe I should jump in there, because that's a lot.
No, that was just that was their fight.
Would just make it rougher on them.
Vanguard. This was...
Yes.
What about Vanguard?
You forgot?
They lost their memories, they told me.
Oh my.
Unfortunate suffering of amnesia. Glad you remember, though, I suppose.
Of course. I know. Of course.
Brutus also wants to continue training. Eventually, he will be able to join his friend Lerock.
Spend the night with Miss Hope, Mitsu, and we'll do some training first thing in the morning. For now, I know Miss Hope has missed you quite a bit, and I think, judging by your current state, it might do you some good to relax. I'm sorry to hear. When did this happen? Perhaps it would be good to sit and perform some meditative actions rather than going to too many frivolous activities right now, Miss Mitsu. You are a speedy one who needs to learn to relax. I'm very sorry to hear all of this. But I am glad to hear that your memories are recovering.
What's up?
Is it you good?
I'm always good.
Thank you. Now go catch up with Miss Hope. Again, she's missed you. Sorry about that. That is one of my pupils. And,
No need to apologize.
have not seen her
Patience
for
is
a
a
while.
strong suit of mine. I'm willing to wait, especially if it means getting any sort of information that might help. All the same, to finish what I was saying before, physical deformities seem to have been eradicated within whatever experimentation Mr. IG did within creating the EMT clones. However, mental mutations, defects of the sort, can occur. I've seen bouts of anger, I've seen lower intelligence, I've seen what I can now identify as bipolar tendencies. However, that accelerated learning would actually be one that would make sense for at least a few. I know a few EMT troopers who very specifically specialized in a few topics and accelerated very quickly in their skills of it.
I don't know. Perhaps, but what you've just described to me just sounds like being human.
Perhaps, though I don't want to say stuck with, but I've been surrounded by the defects in my time.
I see.
I don't necessarily get to see the peak standard of EMT clones. Those ones are usually the ones in Zephyra, but that is neither here nor there. Well, at the moment at least.
I see.
Now for something that is risky information to be
I will be
sharing
heading to
about,
my
but
work.
something
All right. Have a good night.
this information may be risky, but if there's any chance I can get something from it, it is a chance I am willing to take. Would you be aware of any facilities, laboratories, things of the sort that belong to Mr. IG that were off the record? Not known by any faction, the Shriek-Hawks or otherwise?
There was one facility, but its use would be surprising to me. It's long dead. An old faction I used to be a part of that IG was involved with. I'm going to keep the name private for others'
Very well.
security concerns, but I'm more than willing to give you the name or the coordinates or whatnot to the area if you need it.
That would be appreciated. I will take any lead I can get.
It's probably dead, but if you can give me a cell phone or something, I can maybe give you some info. I don't have any ways of transmitting that data on
A hologram's gonna pop up. You should be able to type into this.
You're gonna need to remember this, because whatever's typed in there is gonna get erased the minute you leave.
I can see about locking it straight into my core memory banks.
There you go. Good luck.
Thank you. Oh dear. My legs are not working well in this environment. Not used to this. I'm used to Kraton, if you are familiar with the location.
I'm not, but I am familiar with the mountain that which begins the border of Kraton as you pass it.
Ah. Yes, Mount Celeste, I believe it was.
That's it.
History of its own.
It does.
Nonetheless, Kraton is the entire territory is desert. It's very
The wastelands
void
weren't
of
very bountiful in terms of greenery, so I could imagine Kraton is much the same.
Almost certainly. Well, for the most part at least, there's perhaps an oasis or two. But yes, it's quite a different to see such lush growth. And I must thank you for this. More or less the plan is I'm to gather what information I can, and then there will be a gathering of the Shriek-Hawk commanders within Kraton that are still there, and we are going to decide what to do next.
I wish you luck, but it sounds to me like you've all received a bit of freedom. So.
It's hard to say, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes because the fact is, they are scared. Very scared. Thank you for your time. I'll leave you to your own happenings.
Of course.
Good day, Mr. David. It's been a
Same
pleasure
to
to meet you in the flesh.
To you as well. I suppose it's a pleasure, 337. Jans is on my lap. Jans, I'm getting up, little guy. I love you, but I gotta get up. Thank you. I want to walk around. Every now and again, I like to turn my menu on just to make sure my legs haven't gone crazy. That's why I do that all the time, Chad. I'm sorry. That's annoying to look at. IG, my beloved Vanguard Mitsu is relearning that's going to be up in the wound a bit. Well, it sounds like she'll pick things back up eventually, I suppose. You know, I haven't gone outside of the arena much today. Let's leave the freaking arena and see what everybody else is doing. See if Cyclops is still around. Counselor Thallus. Stargazing?
Oh, yeah.
Or are we in deep thought, perhaps?
A little bit of both.
Penny for your thoughts.
Athena said she didn't really see me fighting today.
I've been watching a lot of Death Battle, Kaiga, and I was
Myself a lot.
saying thank you so much. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to focus on what Cassie says.
Who I will be in the future.
So you're perhaps doubting yourself in this moment?
No. It just interests me a little bit more what I need to do.
And what is it that we need to do?
Have more trust in myself, in my plans, for my future.
Okay. Have a good night, man.
We haven't talked in a while. I've started to put my interest in engineering.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to be kind of an engineer. More of a handyman, I guess. Never tell you about my motorcycle.
I think you have not.
I used to own this raggedy-ass motorcycle. And, well, I was drunk a lot of a period of my life, all of the time, and, well, Zafira is not the safest place, and, well, I got away with driving under the influence a lot, and unfortunately, due to that, I crashed that bike multiple times, and because of that, I had to learn to fix the damn thing, so I could drive it again, and then proceed to crash it. So I picked up a little bit of mechanics from those experiences. And unfortunately, whenever I did finally sober up, I started crashing it because I wasn't used to driving sober. I remember I would drive to the Purple Lotus, and Kane would greet me at the door as I was getting ready to start my shift, and he'd say, "How are you doing today, David?" And I would say, "Oh, not very good. I crashed my motorcycle again."
The man who crashed his motorcycle because he was sober.
That old thing got pretty much trashed during the storm forever ago, and honestly, it was time to say goodbye. It was in a terrible state. Hello.
Greetings.
Oh. Hi. I'm sorry.
Greetings, noble woman Cassie.
I have such a hard time remembering Cora's sisters' names. You are...
Apologies, I am not one of the Glassel clan. No.
You're not? Oh, well, you look so similar. My apologies.
We are of the same race.
Oh, I see.
I am Melinda Tier, a ranger of Islogia.
Melinda, it's good to meet you. Are you new to Heaven's Reach?
That I am. An interesting individual. I don't actually know their name. Cora was nice enough to ask them. They approved the vouch. They have a green stripe in their hair, mid-length.
Anthurial.
Human, I believe they are.
Yes.
Anthurial.
Anthurial. Yes, Mr. Anthurial is a good fella.
He was the one that approved it. This place has been wonderful. It's so different to the lands of Islogia. But admittedly, those lands are fine, but...
Yeah, it is a beautiful place. I call it my home. It's home to a few of the people here. Well, I can never get, I say it all the time, but I can never get used to the night sky, and I never want to.
This is the first time I've actually seen it. I've been here before, but had to return to the Azure Wings before I could bear witness.
Well, I'm glad you get to see it now, because it is a sight to behold.
Absolutely. The mantas are... I believe that's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely majestic. Were this not the sanctuary, I think they'd make for a very good hunt.
You know what? You're not the first person to say that, and I don't know why people want to hunt those things, but, you know, every culture's different.
Yes, back home, my father and we hunted for necessity, but we also had a bit of a competition going on. Trying to figure out what could be edible, what could be usable for materials.
I know I do. I'm just listening to the background.
Of the creatures. Make use of everything.
I see.
Out of respect to the creature. For example, given they're airborne, I would imagine that they're incredibly lightweight. Could possibly make a wingsuit of sorts from their leathers.
I don't think there's much along the lines of leathers going on there, friend. Most of them are simply celestial bodies.
Oh.
Pretty sure touching that is much like touching a cloud.
So made of energy, then. Interesting. Not much use in hunting something that dissipates.
Ghost matter. Ooh. Not quite.
But yes, Cora and Dragono have been showing me around. I've been quite interested in the people here and the things going on.
Have you spoken to Counselor Thalos yet? He is the Mushroom Fellow, or Myconid is his official race, who sits upon that rock. He is a most... what's the word I'm looking for? He's a fantastic conversationalist. And listening to him just speak for a few moments will put whatever concerns you have at ease. He has a way of talking that's very relaxing.
The counselor. I see. Thank you for the information, Mr. David.
You're very welcome.
But I am also curious as to what Cora gets herself involved with here. She's mentioned that she is a vanguard. And having borne witness to the light show, it just makes me all the more curious.
She is a part of a group of fellows that have pledged to assist us with our goals.
To ascend the tower, correct?
This is correct. Hello, Miss Mitsu. Absolutely.
It is Miss Hope again. Hold on. Greetings. Good to see you. But yes, well, I believe the point I am attempting to make, Kirovo, is while my magical potential may not be the best, if my Neko sisters, or Neko kin, are involved with this, and I only feel it is right that I offer my blade.
You would not be the only one to approach me with that sort of a thing, and to that I tell you, spar in that training arena, and practice in that training arena, and one day, perhaps, you will be given the offer. But for now, I appreciate it.
Ava, thank you.
Yes, 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 yes. Now, Miss Cassie, would you like to go see Corvus?
Always.
All right, myself and Miss
More
Cassie.
beautiful than the night sky.
Yes, myself and Miss Cassie are going to go see Corvus now. Do you have something to ask me before I go? Okay. No, we're just going to go see him because he is very pretty. Ah. Yes. I'll speak with you two later. For now, can you open up the bridge for me too? Or do you need me to do it? Oh, pick her up and fly her up there. That sounds like a fun adventure to me. Alright, I'll speak with you all later. Tomorrow morning, Mitsu, we'll start some training. Now, should we count the time period that it takes us if we encounter someone along the way who wants to talk to me? Or should we just,
1, 2...
Let my inner clones come out to talk real quick. Hold on. Hey, David.
Hello. Almost. Mantas with laser bombardment? Dude, that would be fucking cool. If the manta rays just start shooting lasers. Sorry about that. I figured in here we wouldn't get bothered. Nobody's allowed to come in here without permission unless they're a champion or, one of the upper peoples.
Balance.
Balance?
It's the first thought that always comes to my head when I enter this.
Now, why is that? I can gather an idea as to why, but why is that the first thought that comes to your head?
This place is shaped in so many different forms. But everything just works. Even though you have an ice cave right next to a fountain and then you have like the spring weather outside. Or crystal cave? Crystal ice cave?
Something like that.
It kind of makes sense. If I would go in a place like this somewhere else, it would feel chaotic. But even though it looks chaotic here, it feels like it is supposed to be there.
Riza's own home, which has effectively become mine and Hope's these days, is comprised of every season all at once. So we got snow on the ground while we have spring rose trees and fall weather and all kinds of things going on all at once. It's lovely. So you and Max and Mo have become Athena's protege?
Oh, I guess so.
You guess so.
Oh.
It sounds like you're still a little bit unsure about that one.
We're a wild mix of people.
I suppose so, yes.
And I can see that Athena is probably a good teacher. Very straightforward. I'm just unsure about myself.
Doubt. Is there a root to that doubt? Perhaps past experiences or something, or just a general feeling?
It's hard to where to start with that. When the LF war happened outside of here, and I lost my legs. I figured out that I died before. Kind of like a memory that was sleeping. And I have a little friend in my head since then. Well, little is a nice word. We had our problems, we worked it out. And we kind of coexist now.
Spend enough time in Zafira and other places these days, you're eventually going to have some kind of schizophrenia or some weird infection that talks to you.
Yeah. Well, she's a part of me now. I'm a part of her. And we are okay with that. When Athena said she doesn't really know how to teach me something because she didn't really see me in the arena, we just both asked ourselves the same question. Who actually are we now? And who will we be? I just call her Eve for simplicity. I wanted to give her a name, and she likes it.
Hmm.
We are building something. Because I cannot get stronger.
You'd be surprised.
Not physically, at least.
Hmm.
I'm aware that my mind still grows, and as well as my experience now. At the moment, quite exponential with her in my head. But physically, I currently cannot become more than I am. A nugget. With with 4 metallic body parts. And we are working on a solution for it. So, growth can happen again. Not just here, but also here.
You're going to become like the lizard from Spider-Man and start growing limbs?
If you want me to be totally Sapphire blonde, we're gonna rip my head off.
What?
And
What
put
would
it
you
in the
say?
body. Yeah. We're gonna do it a little bit softer, I hope. Mo's gonna help, Max is gonna help.
So you're going to switch bodies?
I become the metal woman.
The metal woman. I see. So you're going to give up
We
your
also need more space.
your current body for something else. Hmm.
I don't want to use the word because it gives a bad taste to it.
Ah.
It's kind of like a evolutionary project I'm working on.
Just make sure there's no side effects on that one, Cassie. And that you're not going to regret that decision in the future.
Yeah. We are calculating. We're thinking about it every night.
Cause, there was a time where I too once doubted my own ability. And gave up my body for it. Not a time I look fondly on.
It might be weird that this comes from me. But a body's just a body.
The soul is another thing.
As
Yeah.
long as my mind stays in the right place.
Make sure that it does.
It's okay. Of course, Max panicked when I told him. Instantly switched to the worst body takeover theories that Eve could do, and how much I could lose myself. I'm definitely not gonna be the same person, but I'm sure there will always be a piece left of me.
It's all about that ship of Theseus thing, and you're going to constantly be thinking about that one. Back when I'm sure I've already told you this story, but back when I trained with the champions a long time ago, I was the weakest of them, and I felt like I needed to get stronger for reasons that were very selfish. And so I approached a fellow and I cheated power. And unfortunately, in my experience, when you cheat something like that, you get a lot of negative side effects. To put it in detail, there was an experimental metal of sorts that he was working on, something that has a very, very dark past with a lot of Zephyrins. I said, I don't care. Whatever gives me more power at a quick rate, do it. And in exchange, you can do whatever you want with me. So, he injected it. And at first, I was fine, but eventually, well, the metals basically ate my whole body. I don't even have a heart anymore. A physical one, at least.
That makes two of them.
So, sometimes I wonder if the real David died that day, and the David that stands before you right now is just the metals emulating his memories. But I try not to think about it too hard. Because as you said, it's all about...
It's the same. Oh, continue.
The soul and all that.
Yeah, Aether said the same. Should not think about it. Just in the end, it doesn't matter. Me's me. Even if I'm just a copy or a memory. but I wouldn't consider it cheating.
I don't know. Something that I've learned is that even the smallest of mustard seeds can grow to move mountains. There's always something else to learn. When Riza started teaching me Ed Hudo, I just about gave up all of my other techniques.
So you kinda forgot your roots.
No. I never forgot them. It's just my focus has changed. I was effectively able to combine what I learned in the past with Ed Hudo to something that is unique. But my main focus is Ed Hudo. Because that is something that I am learning, something that I was taught, and a skill that I gained. And it took me a while to come to terms with that. A lot of the time, when confronted about it, I say, I'm just a guy. But Corvus once told me that everything was me. That was all my doing. Now, it's not really selfishness or boasting, that's just a sense of pride, I suppose. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, at least I can say maybe the same.
When do you undergo your surgery?
Still need to build the body.
I used to be
The
an
materials
absolute...
are hard to get.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Since the explosion in District Zero, Kijin bunkers Magitech cells. So Saphira kinda gets empty. But I need them. And then there is the code that created Eve. But after that, I just need to start building. Don't know how long it will take me. A month, 2. The plan is in my head. And I still have a little bit of time.
What's your girlfriend think?
She doesn't know.
Oh, that's gonna be a hard one to drop on her all of a sudden.
You know, a lot of people bring sacrifices to their way of gaining something. It's either pain or the loss of memories. Family, love. Or maybe she understands that. We'll tell her before I do it.
Good. It's gonna be a lot harder to explain things afterwards if you wait.
I think she will leave.
Ooh. What makes you think that?
She's a very physical person.
I see. Why are you doing this, Cassie? To get more powerful, sure, that's one thing, but what's the reason behind it? Is it to protect someone who can't protect themselves? Is it for a special someone?
Many reasons. But I guess it's for mainly for myself.
I guess I don't really understand that answer.
If things work out how we think it will, it has just so much more potential.
Yes.
It will still be a lot of work, and the work will probably never stop.
Yes, but what you're telling me is that you're just doing this because you want to, and that's it. There has to be a more detailed reason behind wanting to do something like this, if it also, especially if it means the possibility of sacrificing the one you love.
Alone the thought that there's probably nothing out there, at least not of my knowledge, that is just close to it. If it functions, if it just works, it's...
Is this maybe a pride in your own creation, perhaps? And that's it?
It's not just mine.
The pride of
I
the two
share
of
it with
yours, two
her.
of your creations. Huh.
If it functions, it can... It can make me better. It can make so many things better. Obviously, it can go wrong and it can do a lot of bad things as well, but it's what they say about guns, you know. It's not the gun who kills a person. It's the person who kills a person. So if I use it the correct way, it can change so many things.
You're saying a lot of different things to contradict yourself, Miss Cassie. At first you're saying that you're just doing it because you want to, then you're implying that you're doing it for a sense of art, perhaps a pride in what you're working on, and now you're implying that you're doing it to help others.
Oh. Okay, maybe I should have specified. I'm doing this because I want to. I want to change things. I want to help people. But at the same time, I want to change. I hate it. I want to change the world outside of here.
I see.
That's what I want. And that's why I want it. And I feel like if I would have given that to anyone else, it would just be wasted. And if I would not do it, it would be even more of a waste. Imagine you're holding food in your hand and you're starving. And you would just throw it away. That's how it would feel if I would not build this thing.
Changing the world is quite a noble thing. If it's the mindset is right.
That's why I didn't want to use the word evolution. People see it as a stigma to certain others that try to push their will onto people. guess I want to do good with it.
I see. Well, in whatever decision you decide to make, just make sure that the positives outweigh the negatives by a grand majority.
The cluster is very hypnotizing.
Yeah, it is.
If you just stare at it, you can lose yourself. So, oh, excuse me. I need to, I need to repair something very quick. I think my hip broke.
Oh, happens to the best of us.
Athena really did me hard. I mean, hit me hard.
She does that.
Mm. How much do you know about her goals outside of you?
I've chosen to remain ignorant for a lot of things, but recently, Max has a pretty loud mouth. So I've been informed by a few things from his perspective.
Yeah, a lot of things are happening outside here. A lot of puzzle pieces that are moving. I really don't know if I've seen in my lifespan that actually so many puzzle pieces outside are moving. Like no one is sleeping at the moment. Did you ever had the feeling that I don't want to know. I think it's weird to bring that question up to you.
Well, you already started. You better finish it. Them's the rules.
Okay, sorry to ask you that. Have you ever had the feeling that Saphira has been on the edge of a war between the districts or between everyone?
Yes, but it will never happen. The Zafira has been on the edge of civil war for years, and people have constantly discussed the possibility of that occurring. And it has always remained the status quo. Why?
Because do you think someone like Athena would ever be able to change the status quo?
Yes. And that scares me.
Yeah.
Because I know Athena is the type of person to burn a lot of bridges and make a lot of stupid decisions along that way. But Zafira is no longer my jurisdiction.
Yeah. Maybe it's not a bad thing.
What is?
The end. I mean, there's never really is an end, but the end of Saphira.
What?
Well, you know, sometimes just things need to be rebuilt. Maybe not from the ground, totally destroyed, but build a Lego castle and rip half of it down to make a tower bigger, you know?
You're speaking in riddles?
Not really.
Are you implying that you were planning to blow up Zafira City?
With all the power in the world, I would probably never be able to do that.
Then why did you bring that up?
It's a big city. No, but I'm talking about the structure of how things work. You know, there's a council sitting there. Then there's the ZMF in this corner, and they do this. And then there are the gangs who do this. If all that just, you know, crumbles, do Do you think it would just rebuild itself at some point? Probably.
I don't know what it would do. But I do know one of Zephyra's greatest enemies once had a mind that had a similar ideology. Their goal was to destroy everything. And then see what happens afterwards.
Really?
Yep.
Who was it? Probably
The-
before my time.
The Purge.
Not for my time.
Not for your time. But I don't have any correct answers. Because I tried to come up with my own answers and sort of things to Zephyra, and in the end I find myself disappointed. So, I do not involve myself with it anymore. I'm not a Zephyran. All the wars that occur in Zephyra, in my opinion, are quite grey, and I want nothing to do with any more grey wars or murdering of innocent people.
I wish I could have that luxury. People keep asking me why I'm staying in Zephyra. Tried to leave once, didn't work out, killed me. Apparently.
I do hope that one day that city will turn a new leaf for the better. How it happens, I don't know. I don't really know what I did besides blather on. But you're welcome.
Your stories always help.
Well,
You've been around longer than me, at least.
Well, you're very welcome. Oh, let's blow. Oh, no. Stop it! Oh my god! Oh, no. Fucking blow up Zafira, tear down the regime, uproot it, and rebuild it anew. Oh, David's just like, stop! Stop! I don't want to hear it! There is no God, only Crab.
Oh, if you see Hope, can you tell her that I'm sorry I forgot the hair dye?
Oh. All right.
She wanted to have a little bit of blue in her hair.
Oh, blue.
So I thought, why not?
All right.
And next, I'm gonna paint her fingernails. The lipstick.
Heading out for the night?
Oh yeah.
All right. Have a good night, Miss Cassie.
Yes. Enjoy the ghost mint.
Of course.
Mr. David.
Is everyone pretty much... what's that?
I do remember Mr. David, yes.
Has everyone else pretty much called it a night already?
I do sense that many people have already departed.
All right. Well, I suppose I was just coming over to say goodnight then.
Good night, Mr. David.
Good night. And good night to you as well.
Yes, good night. By the way, I broke the Chancellor.
The counselor?
Yes, Counselor, Chancellor, same thing. I broke him.
What did you do?
I broke him. He laughed his ass off.
Oh. Then I guess that's a good thing.
Yes. So, I handed a friend of mine a cupcake. It's explosive cupcake. Yeah, all I had to say was, be careful. It's an explosive cupcake. Hold it gently, like you hold hamburger. And the mushroom man fucking died. He was dead.
Well, I didn't know Thalys had such a weird sense of humor. Anyways, have a good night.
Good night.
Good night. I believe I will depart. But
Grr. Oh, Cassie, you're gonna give David a fucking crisis, bro. Could leap. Could be good to know that possible. A quick spin and let go for height boost. Wait, what? Get to bed. Good night. Are you planning to give fucking David a fucking crisis? Burn down the regime and rebuild it anew. Burn down the regime, rebuild it anew. David's just like, what are you talking about, woman? I don't want to hear it.
Not even. The fun thing is,
What?
out of character, not like. The fun thing is not even Cassie's words; it's Athena's words.
God